Hello, I'm Grant Swain with the owner of Gearhead School. I've made 3 videos based on the Console Lab trainer as part of a basic DC electrical series. I plan about at least 4 or 5 more videos in a series, and I thought I'd stop and show you kind of how I make that happen. This trainer is a great little trainer. I was talking to my friends over at Console Labs and told them what I wanted to do, and they sent me one. And I got 3 videos into a series of 8 or 9, and a little dead space there. And so I got an email from a contact today, and I want to make sure we're okay here. And yeah, and ironically, I just really 2 days ago had spent a half a day setting up a better hardware solution. Before, quite frankly, I had to take and set this up on the kitchen table, and I get that stink eye from the wife because she walks in there and got lighting equipment and trainer boards taking up half the dining room table. So, and in the process of setting that up was tough. And I really like audio, and moving all this in there was even tougher. So got busy, actually, ironically, a couple of days ago. I spent half the day building a permanent home here in my office, training room. And then literally, I think the afternoon I'm doing this, I get the email from my guy at Console Labs to make sure I'm okay. And as soon as I get this video edited tonight and uploaded, I'm going to actually email my man and say, yeah, everything's fine. Now, all this is kind of phase 1 to build a series, 8 or 9 lessons on basic DC electrical. And then what do you do? Well, working in a position where I'm talking to a lot of techs that are taking Gearhead school, and I can have them give me a call and I'm confused about parallel circuits, or I really don't understand the voltage drop. And I'd like to get to where I can be like in a Zoom webinar and flip right into the trainer board, because I'm sitting here at my main desk / studio, and 3 feet to the left is my trainer setup. So looking into being able to switch between webcams, and that way I could take a video meeting and somebody asks a question about related to DC electricity. I say, hang on a second, I can just switch over to the webcam showing the board and be doing a mini teach to 1 or 10 or 50 or 100, and actually plan these. So looking into that, there's hardware solutions and software solutions on switching between multiple streams. I'm a gearhead. I'm a electronic gadgetry gearhead in addition to an automotive gearhead. So I'll figure it out. So I think that's to come, because I get ready to put a real big push on the channel here, and come to the conclusion that just got to have capital in this business. In the YouTube world, you really need to have a lot of quality videos, and I'm getting ramped up to make that happen. I'll show you a sample of what I'm talking about, how the board looks when I record it and edit it down in my software, and then I'll follow up with some photographs to show you what that whole rig looks like. This is a Console Lab 1919 trainer. It's used to train on Ohm's Law and DC circuits. It's nice and compact. It's 18 inches by 16 inches and 5 inches deep when you put the lid back on it. Kind of looks like a suitcase when you carry it around. Has a built-in power supply, power taps and ground taps. Your source voltage is indicated in the top right corner, and that is somewhat adjustable. Meter built in. Meter fuse is external, so we need to change the meter fuse, which happens. All your significant electrical components, electronic components are here. It does come with a curriculum, so this could actually be used in a public school or even a private school environment where you actually have a student go through a curriculum and fill out a workbook and following lesson by lesson. I use this as a somewhat private trainer, doing one-on-one a lot. I'll use it and also use it to build videos. Of course, now the big question is, how do we get this on video nice and lit up and in focus and works pretty well? Well, that's not all that easy, but I'll show you how to do it. Okay, here's a picture of the way I've set up to record the trainer board. It is sitting on a piece of plywood, which is 30 inches wide and 36 inches deep. And that's pretty much the minimal footprint you're going to have. It just so happens that 30 inches wide is the width of two file cabinets side by side, and I had two file cabinets that were a little short, the two drawer units. I had a printer over there, moved the printer, and now it wasn't deep enough. 36 is a lot deeper than a file cabinet, so those file cabinets were pulled away from the back wall, and so that piece of plywood, 36 inches deep, goes right to the wall, and there's some dead space behind the file cabinets, but very sturdy platform this way. You don't have to worry about bumping the table and things shaking. So, you're going to need a 30 inch wide, 36 inch deep. I kind of went high end, went to where the lumber yard, and this is some, it's not just plywood, it's some, I guess you use big furniture. It's about a $45, $50 sheet. You'll see another one in the left, against the left wall. I had them cut it down, and so I got two sheets out of that, two bases. But anyway, a good solid base is at least 30 inches wide and 36 inches deep. There's the trainer board, and then I will add on the description more detail about where to find all these little pieces. It's pretty much everything's Amazon. You have 3 lights, and I'll show you a couple of different angles so you can see better, but the 2 lights down short, these little short holders are readily available, and these are the little lights that use a Sony camcorder battery. You get about 30 45 minutes off the small batteries, and I keep a set, I keep them rotated out. I put them in a box and take them on the road, make videos in hotel rooms, and they're really small and handy. And I shoot the I actually shoot my videos, my intro videos, all my videos. I mean, in a 10 by 12 office with the lights turned off, and only 2 of these bouncing off the ceiling. The 2 bottom guys are just pointing straight up to bounce off the white ceiling. The green screen behind me, I'm fine. And then you'll see a microphone that can swing around. A boom can go from my main workstation where I do my video editing, and my main desk, it swings around a boom. So it was lovely that I could set it right beside and use the same booming mic, go straight. And then if I go to the point where I'm doing live demonstrations on like a Zoom meeting, I can just hop up 2 steps to the left, swing my boom arm over, use a switcher to switch webcams, and I think I'm going to like this. So a couple more views here. This shows just a little more from the right, and I got a closer view. That one light looks a little not real clear, but I got one high that kind of lights the bottom part of the board. And the 2 coming in real low, they get underneath your hand, so you don't have a big shadow underneath if you point at something, because they're coming in low. It just worked out. I have these 3 lights, and let me go further on with the last shot here so you can really see more detail. I guess we'll start at the end here. That's a DSL camera. I like it. It's a Canon SL2. It's probably one of the smallest, bona fide DSL cameras out there, and lightest. I can hang that on a bracket, use a suction cups on my car. Instead of using like a GoPro, I can use a real camera that actually has, not that the GoPro is not a real camera, but this is a camera with face recognition, automatic focus, really decent camera. But anyway, I like it small and light. That's the point. So you got a camera sitting on a tripod head that articulates all several different ways. It allows me to turn it up and point it straight down. And so there's a section there that's a separate part number, and I'll go back through my records and add the actual source on that. I think almost always came off Amazon. And then they go further down. The main stand itself is actually from a Guitar Center, and it's a mini mic boom stand, and there's an adapter you'll need in there. The microphone thread is different than camera thread. The camera is it's smaller. The camera is like, I think, 1/4 or 5/16. I think it's quarter course. And anyway, That's adapter you got to get so you can use the camera mounting heads on a microphone boom. If you look back, it's a little hard to see, but I actually had to put about I think it's a 2 or 3 pound weight. It's actually an ankle weight on the back of the boom, because this thing, I was, when I first set this up, I'm sitting here and out of the corner of my eye I started seeing something move, and the camera was coming over, caught it in time, and so in most cases you're going to need a little ballast on the back. I could have put a bungee cord or something down to the board, but right now this works well. And there you can see a little more detail on that third light that shines from high and it hits part of the board, but that way when I stand there reaching in, I'm clear. There's nothing in my way. There's the 2 lights in the left and right far corner, and then this one's lighting up the board from the top. So I like it, and this whole thing can be broken down and moved fairly easy. I don't really plan on doing that. I want to try to make this a permanent home. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will include descriptions and sources on all these pieces below, and I look forward to cranking out a lot of training material using this setup. And another shout out to Console Labs. Those guys took care of me, and they'll take care of you. All right, catch you on the next video. Bye.